Woohoo! All right. Today we want to talk about why people buy Aston Martins and what are they. Okay? This is a DB12. Very simple name, just DB12. Now, if you're not that familiar with Aston Martin lingo, let me give you a brief explanation. In Aston Martin, generally speaking, you have cars that start with DB, and then you have cars that seems to be infatuated with words that start with the letter V. V as in Volkswagen. V. Shut up, don't sing. Shut up. My God. Sometimes I hate Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, I tell you. Okay. It's like they try to act smart. Oh, you got up your car, you must need your music. Okay, where was I? Yeah, the letter V. So some of the names that people are familiar with will be Vantage, Vanquish, and some of the names that people are not familiar with. Before I go there, some of the names that the internet seems to be talking about these days includes the Valkyrie, Valhalla, all the V words. And some of those that you're not that familiar with will be Virage. Okay, so what are those? So generally speaking, in Aston's own lingo, V, the cars that starts with V, are cars that are sportier. Cars that starts with DB would be their grand touring cars. Of course, I know there is the outlier, which is Rapide, right? And if you ask Rapide, so anyway, the full name of the car company is called Aston Martin Lagonda, for those who don't know. And DB or V originates from Aston Martin, and Rapide originates from Lagonda, a brand that merged with Aston Martin for quite some time now, except that they're not present in the product, but in the company name it has always been Aston Martin Lagonda. Okay? Now, why DB? Because throughout Aston Martin's tumultuous history, shut up. Oh my God. Yeah, throughout their history, they have been saved by quite a number of individuals, which include one person by the name of Sir David Brown. And it was during Sir David Brown's period where they have the legendary DB5. Of course, they have the DB4, which looks similar, and then they have this DB6, which also looks similar. But it was the DB5 that was featured in James Bond that culminated in the continuation of this heritage or legacy. And of course, being DB5, then they have the DB7, which my colleague Alex Wong has one. DB7 will have the normal DB7, right? Which is one with a V8 engine. And is it V6? Or straight 6? The normal DB7. And then there is the DB7 Vantage, which is a 5.9 V12. That was the very beginning of that engine. All right. And that's the DB7 Vantage. So, yeah. And of course, before the DB7 Vantage, Aston, of course, have their older generation vehicles that isn't designed by Ian Callum. Ian Callum is the guy who designed DB7 and established the way Aston Martins look now. If you look earlier Aston Martins, they looked a little bit like Ford Mustangs, like a muscle car, a British muscle car, right, which is quite interesting as well, quite good looking as well, but never in the proportions of what makes Ian Callum Aston Martins beautiful, timeless, right? And then from DB7 they have the DB9, and then from DB9 somehow there is no they suddenly came out with the concept DB10 only for movies, and then they went into DB11, continuing the tradition of single digit odd number David Brown's DB11. Now DB11 is a design masterpiece, but it was also the time when Aston Martin first toyed with the proposition of buying the Mercedes V8 4-litre bi-turbo, and that sort of made the DB11 losing its cult following or being looked down upon, with no reason other than being the fact that it's not pure. You know, like how the 996 was seen as not pure because it is water cooled, but after a while everybody accepted water cooled and nobody complained about water cooled apart from 996 being water cooled. All right, so the same fate surrounds the DB11, but the DB11 is truly a design masterpiece by every measure. All right, I absolutely love the DB11. It is a gorgeous car, gorgeous car. And of course, suddenly this one is DB12. So I'm not sure if there will be a DB13, but nevertheless, this is DB12. Probably because 12 is such a number that is special with Aston Martins that they don't want to give it up. Hello, Vinod.
Hi, Bobby. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, if you reach the showroom ready, okay, you can just pass the key to Ganesh.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for us because the traffic was also quite bad. So
it's bad because of the rally, right?
I don't know, because of the rain, I think.
Okay,
so you just pass the key to Ganesh because he's already there.
No problem.
Then you can leave lah. And then we will come back and then get the keys lah. No worries.
No problem.
The only reason is because nobody to take the key you need. Since Ganesh is there, then okay lah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Bobby.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep. See, I just got back from an Aston Martin trip. I was given the opportunity to drive the DB12, the DBX 707, which I absolutely love. But this one, look at this interior. My God, can you say it's not beautiful? It is gorgeous. So this car actually switched everything back on when you switch off the car, but there is a quick button called no assistance, deactivate, and then everything switches off. Anyway, let's come back to the storytelling part. Okay, now what is the proposition of Aston Martins? If you were to ask me, I would say that Aston Martin don't compete with Ferraris or Porsches or Lamborghinis or McLaren, even though they might, price point wise they are there about, right? I would say Aston Martins from the inside competes with Bentley and Rolls Royce. Of course, Rolls Royce is different these days. They are the ultimate, comfort, yada and all that. But in terms of proposition, it is the same. That means they try at best to put nice materials, nice stitching, beautiful designs, and overall a place to cocoon yourself in comfort and luxury. Not so much a track weapon, right? But the only difference between an Aston Martin and against Bentley or Rolls Royce is that Astons don't look like it's designed for your father, right? It has that classic front engine, rear wheel drive, sports car proportion, Grand Tourer sports car proportion. I would say modern day Ferraris with the likes of Roma, even 812, all this, right? That is the proposition of an Aston Martin, right? Except Ferrari still always lingers closer to the racetrack, whereas Aston slides closer to the hotel valleys, the boulevards and all that. So that's the proposition of an Aston. If you can imagine someone in full suit, you know, full blazers, tie or a bow tie or whatever in a Bentley, then that's where Aston is, except Aston looks sportier. Those cars are blocking everybody. Let me flash both lanes. Idiots. Anyway, so yeah, they are sporty to drive. They're really good weight balance, and of course their engines back then, their 4.7 V8, their 5.9 V12, they all sound amazing. And nowadays their passenger cars, they're all Mercedes. They are either Mercedes 4-litre V8 or Aston's own 5.2-litre V12 twin turbo. In terms of naturally aspirated engines, they have the Valkyrie with a custom engine built by Cosworth, and that's about it, right? Aston is still a very small company, can't be compared in size with Ferraris and all that, but they are growing, and of course they are not that profitable because they are on an expansion quest, right? They move into F1, which costs a lot of money, and then they have a lot of one-off custom projects, yada yada, and they launched their DBX SUV, which is amazing, that car. Okay, so yeah, that's the proposition of modern Astons, of Aston Martins. And what make me like Aston Martins is, of course, I'm not a full attack mode driver. I don't drive in 10/10 or 9/10, right? I prefer to cruise, listen to my music, occasional short bursts of enthusiastic drives, and that's about it. All right. So if you're thinking of buying an Aston Martin, yeah, do indulge yourself in speccing the interior. Don't spec the gloss black plastic, because gloss black plastic is just there to save weight, to entice you to upgrade your materials, because after you upgrade it, it feels a lot better, right? My Aston from that era, when it's gloss black, it is actually piano black, and when it's piano black, it is real wood, piano wood finishing. Okay, these are not, these are plastics, but very nice cabin, nice button, nice switches and all that. That's an Aston. I still miss the analog gauges though. I mean, if Aston isn't doing much with this digital screen, they might as well just leave it like those days where they have the entire dash, the face, the hands, all crafted from aluminium, and those look way better than these graphics. Nevertheless, at least it's up to date now, it's modern now, and I think more people should look at Aston Martins, and I believe it is Aston Martin's time to shine brighter and further. Alright, cheers. Bye-bye. Oh, another thing. The old VH era in tunnels, Philharmonic. But the new ones, they're all turbocharged, so there's not much here. See? That's it. In a sportier setting, with the loudest exhaust setting, that's about it. But this is no choice. All in all, still a very nice GT car. Still looks more mature, you know, more class than a lot around the same price. And of course, power is insurmountable. This car has 670 horsepower. The DBX 707 has 707. And that makes me wonder, why don't they go full all out with this? Right. Anyway, oh, there's the Vanquish. Cheers. There we go. Whew.